What if the most dangerous thing happening to your body right now isn't causing you any pain at all? No chest tightness, no dramatic symptoms. Here's what you need to understand. By the time diabetes shows up on a blood test, it has already been working inside your body for years. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what those fingerprints look like, 9 of them like, so you can recognize what your body may have been trying to tell you for months, maybe even longer than that. Because the patients I worry about most aren't the ones who are scared. They're the ones who looked down at their hands or their feet, saw something different, and told themselves it was nothing. My job is not just to treat what's already broken. It's to help you see what's coming before it arrives. The problem is knowing what that warning looks like when it shows up in the hands and feet. That changes today.
Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 71 years old, a retired school teacher, walked her dog every morning and watched what she ate. She came to see me because of her hands. Not painful, just different. A little clumsy.
She assumed it was arthritis. Her previous doctor had assumed the same. But when I examined her hands and then her feet, I saw 7 of the 9 signs I'm about to show you.
Her fasting blood glucose came back at 238. She had been living with undiagnosed type 2 diabetes for an estimated
Today I want to walk you through exactly what I saw in Margaret's exam. 9 signs that appear in the hands and feet long before most people ever hear the word diabetes from a doctor. For each one, I'll tell you what most people assume it is, what's actually happening inside the body, and one practical habit that can help protect you starting today.
The CDC estimates that 38 million Americans currently have diabetes tercaned, and 1 in 5 have no idea.
The good news is that caught early, this can be managed and in many cases significantly reversed. But first, you need to know what to look for. Let's start with sign number 1.
Sign number 1 is morning stiffness in the fingers. Patients always have an explanation ready. Cold weather, sleeping on the hand wrong, just getting older.
But when the stiffness hits every single morning, especially in the joints closest to the fingertip, and takes 20 to 30 minutes to resolve.
High blood sugar causes a process called glycation. Excess glucose attaches to the proteins in your tendons and joint tissue, making them stiffer and less flexible over time. Angers. Think of a rubber band left out in the sun too long. It doesn't snap right away, it just loses its elasticity gradually.
A study in diabetes care found limited hand joint mobility in up to 58% of people with long-standing type 2 diabetes.
Every morning before getting up, slowly open and close your hands 10 times. Spread your fingers wide, then make a soft fist.
Sign number 2 is tingling or numbness traveling from the feet up into the hands. When a patient describes this to me, my level of concern goes up immediately. Peripheral neuropathy almost always begins in the feet. When it reaches the hands, that tells me the damage has been building for some time prior. This is not a new process.
Excess sugar damages the myelin sheath. Once that coating is compromised, the nerves can no longer transmit signals cleanly. They begin to misfire. Think of a phone line with damaged insulation. The call still connects, but there's crackling, interference, broken signal.
According to the American Diabetes Association, diabetic neuropathy affects nearly 50% of people with diabetes over their lifetime.
A 20 to 30-minute daily walk is the single best protection for lower body nerve health. For the hands, alternate cool.
Sign number 3 is wounds on the hands or feet that are slow to heal. This is the one I tell every patient to watch most carefully.
High blood sugar narrows and stiffens the small blood vessels that carry oxygen and immune cells to damaged tissue. The healing ingredient.
I explain it like a construction crew with a blocked road. The workers are ready, the materials are in the truck, locked. The CDC reports that diabetic foot ulcers precede more than 8% of diabetes-related lower limb amputations in the United States.
Tonight after bathing, examine every finger, every toe, and both heels. Any wound that hasn't improved in 48 hours.
My follow-up question is always the same. Has lotion stopped working the way it used to? Because there is a difference between environment.
Diabetes damages the autonomic nerves that control the sweat glands. When those nerves are affected, the skin loses moisture from the inside.
Think of a houseplant with a broken irrigation system. You can water the leaves all day, but if the roots aren't being fed from inside the soil.
The American Podiatric Medical Association identifies treatment-resistant dryness in the hands and feet as a meaningful indicator of autonomic neuropathy.
Moisturize both hands and feet every night before bed, but never between the fingers or toes, where trapped moisture leads to.
Sign number 5 is changes in the color of the skin on the feet or lower legs, darkening, redness, or a bluish tint. But a deep reddish, purplish, or dusky tone around the lower legs and ankles is something I look for specifically.
When blood vessels narrow from high blood sugar, oxygen-rich blood cannot reach the skin of the feet and lower legs in sufficient volume. When the roads narrow because of blood vessel damage, the deliveries get delayed, and the skin at the end of that route starts showing the effects. The color change is your skin waving a flag.
Research in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology found that these skin changes are detectable in patients with uncontrolled blood sugar and averages.
5 minutes of ankle circles and calf raises every morning gets circulation flowing into the extremities.
Sign number 6 is persistent swelling in the feet and ankles, especially the kind that leaves deep sock impressions at the end of the day.
Not all swelling is dangerous. Heat and long days on your feet are common causes. But when the feet and ankles
And when I see pitting edema alongside other signs on this list, I think about the kidneys first. Chronic high blood sugar damages the kidney.
Gravity pulls it to the lowest point. Your feet and ankles fill with excess fluid, and the kidneys can no longer properly process.
The National Kidney Foundation reports that diabetic kidney disease affects 1 in 3 adults with diabetes per, and lower extremity swelling is.
When resting, elevate your feet above heart level and reduce your sodium intake because salt causes your body to retain water.
I want to pause here and ask you something directly. Have you recognized any of these signs in yourself, or in someone you love? In your hands, your feet, your ankles? If the answer is yes, go to the comments right now and type the word YES in capital letters. I read every single comment on this channel, and if you have a question or a concern, put it there. And if this video is giving you something useful, something you didn't have before, please hit the like button right now. 3 more signs. These last 3 are the ones most people overlook entirely. Let's keep going.
Sign number 7 is electric, stabbing, or burning pain in the hands, especially at night. Men in particular tell me the same things.
And sometimes it is. But when that pain is worst at night, when nothing is aggravating the hand, and it comes as sudden shooting or...
When blood sugar stays elevated, damaged nerves don't always go numb. Sometimes they go hypersensitive, firing random...
Think of a broken car alarm. After a fender bender, the sensor is damaged. It's so every 20 minutes it screams. A landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that painful diabetic neuropathy affects approximately 25% of people with diabetes.
2 minutes of gentle hand and wrist stretches each morning. A warm water soak and light massage each evening.
Sign number 8 is loss of hair on the lower legs and the tops of the feet. This is the sign almost no one notices on their own, and I mean that literally.
During a foot exam, I'll point to a patient's lower leg and ask if they see a difference in hair density. The reaction is almost always the same. Hair follicles need a continuous supply of oxygenated blood. When circulation is compromised, the follicles stop receiving what they need and stop producing hair.
Think of them like plants at the end of a long irrigation pipe. When the pipe narrows, they don't die right away. They just quietly stop growing.
Research in diabetes, obesity, and metabolism found that hair loss on the lower extremities correlates significantly with peripheral vascular disease in diabetic patients.
After this video, compare the hair density just above your ankle to higher on your calf. If there's a noticeable difference, schedule.
Sign number 9 is thickening or yellowing of the toenails, particularly with slow nail growth. My podiatrist said it's just fungus.
Glucose feeds fungal organisms directly. At the same time, reduced circulation means immune cells can't reach the area in sufficient numbers to fight.
Beyond infection, the nail itself changes when blood supply to the nail bed is chronically reduced. Growth slows.
Think of it like a city at the end of a long supply route. When the highway narrows, construction slows and maintenance.
A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that nail changes in the lower extremities are significantly more prevalent.
Trim toenails straight across, never rounded at the corners. Keep feet dry, especially between the
9 signs, 9 ways your hands and feet may already be speaking to you about your blood sugar. Let me bring them together quickly. Morning finger stiffness, tingling or numbness from the feet into the hands, slow healing resistant dry skin, electric or stabbing hand pain at night, hair loss on the lower legs and tops of the feet, and thickened or yellowed toenails. So here's the one thing I want you to do tonight. Before you go to bed, sit down in a well-lit room and look at your hands and your feet. Take 1 full minute.
Check the skin, the nails, the color. Feel for anything unusual. Look for any wound that should have healed by now. 1 minute, that's all I'm asking.
And if you recognize even one sign on this list, call your doctor tomorrow, not next week, tomorrow. Because the earlier blood sugar is identified, in many cases, caught early enough, the progression can be slowed or stopped entirely. Don't let something this detect. If this video gave you something useful today, share it on Facebook right now. Tag a spouse, a sibling, a friend your age. I post a new video every week on this channel, the conversations I have with my patients every day, the things most people never hear outside a doctor's office.